All right, guys, welcome back. And today we're going to be doing some cold calling inside of Batch Dialer. And this is a free training specifically for real estate school. So if you guys are already a part of real estate school, amazing. We're building out an awesome community, got a ton of free courses and lots of awesome content over here in real estate school.
Easy, we close fast and anytime that works for you. Your house don't need it. We'll throw cash, it hits so fast, don't know what to do.
All right, guys, welcome back. It's a little after 2 p.m. here Central Time. I am your host, David Dodge. And today we're going to be doing some cold calling inside of Batch Dialer. And this is a free training specifically for real estate school. So if you guys are already a part of real estate school, amazing. We're building out an awesome community, got a ton of free courses and lots of awesome content over here in real estate school. And as of today, let me share my screen with you folks. As of right now, we have 637 members, 10 of which are online as we speak, which is really, really cool. We're in the process of building out more and more free content in here right now. So we got a credibility packet coming, an agent rockstar course coming, but we already have a free course on wholesaling and landlording, and there's a contract generator. There's a course on real estate data, private money. The call replays are where you're going to see all of these free trainings that I'm offering you guys. These will all be in the call replay section of real estate school forever for you all. But again, today is basically part 3, I believe. Here it is, part 3. So cold calling on steroids. I kind of broke down Batch Dialer for you all. And then part 2, I did some live calling last month on the 18th. And I'm going to do another, 45 minutes, give or take, today of just live calling to share with you all. In this first part 1, there's a bunch of free stuff in here, including call scripts. And there's even a link to 250 successful cold calls. These are audio recordings of successful cold calls that my virtual assistants have recorded over the years. So you can kind of go in and listen to what a successful cold call looks like and sounds like, times that by 250 examples. I don't know anybody giving this kind of value on the internet other than me. And I love doing it, guys. I love it. So hopefully you all are loving real estate school as well. Very, very fun. Before we jump in, I do want to highlight that Batch Dialer is what we're going to be using today to make these cold calls. We do have a special offer for you guys. If you want to use Batch Dialer, we have a coupon code, which is Dave, D-A-V-E, or you can just use the link batchdialer.com/Dave. And what this is going to do is it's going to not only give you a 7-day free trial, but you're going to get a number included with that. And you can make unlimited outbound cold calls for 7 days using this free trial. So I definitely want to recommend to check it out. Other than that, I'm going to just go ahead and jump on in. I don't really need to spend a bunch of time explaining Batch Dialer because, again, over here in real estate school, if you go to the call replays area within the classroom, click on the call replays, scroll down to cold calling sellers replays. Check out part 1 and part 2 if you haven't already, and it's going to explain a whole lot about Batch Dialer and where I'm getting my leads from Batchleads, and they're going to have a bunch of call scripts and just a bunch of tools in there. So again, today's kind of a part 3 to all of this. I'm going to switch my account and go over into the agent role. And we're just going to jump on in, guys. I'm just going to get started here. Why wait, right? All right, let's go to my active campaigns. We have 63144 vacants and absentees, and it looks like this one is set up on manual mode. And manual mode is really just one call at a time, I believe. I need to play with this. But let's go ahead, make that manual. Let's create this as available. Why is it not letting me do it as available here? We can even do vacants, inherited. All these 63131s are actually great. Let's take this one off and do those actually. All right, it's not letting me do that for some reason. So we're just going to log out, log back in. That usually fixes it. Go back to the campaigns, vacants and inheriteds. I need to hit these. There's really not that many leads in these two, which is fine. And I really, you know what? I'm going to add the deceased homeowners in there too, just because there's really not that many left in here. Let's go switch account, go back to Dennis. Campaigns, and why is it not letting me go into available? Something's not configured in here, guys. Well, that's all right. Let's just click on edit campaign and take a look. Predictive dialer, David and Dennis, all my phone numbers, contact list, call replay, or call results. I don't need a script for this call. Accept the terms and conditions, adaptive, auto answer, max calls per day 1, simultaneous dials 3, max attempts per record 3, retry time 3 hours. All this looks good. Smart local presence enabled. Call recording. I don't want my answering machine detection on. Suppress federal do not calls. Suppress the do not calls. 8 to 9. Central time. Okay, all that looks good. So let's just give it a try. Why is it not letting me go available? Let's test our network here. Maybe there's something wrong with my computer here. And I may just need a hard restart. Sometimes that happens. Connection is great. All right. Testing the microphone. All right, that looks good. So why is it not letting me go available? Oh no. This has never happened to me before, guys. I don't understand what is going on here, but we're going to just keep troubleshooting. And if we have to reschedule, then we'll have to reschedule. Just toss this recording in the wind. But I got at least another 45 minutes to kill, so I'm just going to keep playing with it until I can get it right. All right, let's just double check some stuff. Phone system, I got 5 numbers. All of these numbers are good numbers. None of them are flagged. And this is one of the coolest parts of the batch dialers. You can see if there's any flags on any of the different carriers here. So they monitor this for you in real time. You can even use phone auto replacement. So if they get flagged, it just kills the number and gets you a new one. I'm using all local numbers for my area. So all those look good. Contacts shouldn't matter. Let's go to my dashboard. Looks pretty clean. 3 active campaigns. 40 of them are paused. I wonder if it matters. Oh, here we go. Select the campaign. Confirm. That's probably why. Now it's available. Oh, that's new. That's never been a thing. They must have updated it. I haven't been in here in 2 weeks, so that's probably why. It is showing available. Hey. All right, we're good.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Jim, my name is David Dodge, and I'm calling from House Sold Easy. I noticed that you owned a house over in 63131. I also live in 63131. Maybe 951 Twin Pine Drive, I believe, is the address. And I'm actually just calling today to see if you have any interest in selling that. The wife and I are looking to upgrade, and we're looking to buy another property in the neighborhood here. So give me a call back if you get this message and you have interest in selling that property. I'd appreciate it. And hopefully you have a great day, sir. Thank you so much. I didn't leave my number because I couldn't see what number I was calling from right here because my window wasn't big enough. I need to do this more often. Okay, this one we're gonna leave a voicemail and make a note. And I can move my little phone thing all around here. And right there looks like it's in a great spot. So that looks good. I'm gonna keep that as available. And I got 3 lines dialing right now. And I can actually change the campaign. I didn't realize that this was needed, but I guess it's new.
Thanks for calling. Please leave a message or also feel free to send me a text.
At the tone, please record the message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, James, my name is David Dodge. I'm calling from Household Easy Properties. I actually live over on Kendon in 63131, and I noticed that you own 25 Williamsburg here in Des Peres area, and I just wanted to see if you had any interest in selling it. The wife and I are looking to buy another property in the area to move into to start our family. And I just figured I'd give you a call and see if you had any interest in selling the property. It's Tuesday, May 23rd. It's about 2:20 in the afternoon. If you have interest, I'd love to talk to you, man. Please give me a call back, 314-671-0080. And again, my name is David Dodge. Thanks, James. So I don't typically leave a bunch of voicemails every time I'm cold calling, but it depends on the list. It depends on who I'm calling and how big the list is. Usually what we'll do is if we're doing a multi-line dialer, we won't leave voicemails. But in this particular scenario, I'm going to leave a couple voicemails today because the properties that I'm calling on are literally in my backyard. And my wife and I are, in fact, looking to buy a bigger house or buy something that we can tear down and build on or rehab. So it just kind of makes sense today to leave some voicemails. But I'm calling absentees and vacants.
Hello?
Hi, is this Margaret?
That's Carol.
Oh, hi, Carol. I'm not sure if I got the right person or not. I'm actually trying to reach the owner of 5945 Victoria Avenue.
That was sold.
That one's sold. Okay. Well, I must have.
A couple of years, I think.
My info must not be the best on this particular one. All right. Well, my name's Dave. I'm a real estate investor here in St. Louis. I live in Des Peres. I work in Brentwood. I'm just trying to reach some property owners to see if they have any interest in selling. Do you have any other properties that you'd consider selling?
No. We're trying to get rid of everything. I mean, we did.
You did. You already did. I'm late to the game here. That's all right. Better late than never, Margaret. Have a great day. I'll take you off my list. Thank you. Bye-bye now. All right. So we're going to mark this as just do not call just because they don't have any properties and there's really no reason for me to keep hitting them up. So we'll mark that as do not call. And what list do I have going right now? Change campaign. I guess just my vacants. And you can see down here, I got 3 lines going today, folks. You can do up to 10. I do not suggest going more than 3 or 4. Sometimes I'll even do 1 at a time, 1 or 2, 3 for sake of today. And I'm leaving voicemails today. This one is 63131.
Please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Yeah, hi. I am trying to reach the owner of 907 Chapel Oaks Road. I believe it's Allen. If this is Allen, my name is David Dodge. I actually live in the 63131 zip code or area code. I guess that's a zip code. I always get those confused. And I'm just looking to reach out to some of my neighbors and some of the other property owners in the area and see if they have any interest in selling the property. If you do, I'd love to talk with you. Again, my name is David. My number is 314-701-8590. please give me a call back if you own this property and you have interest in selling it. I'd love to talk with you more and make you an offer, assuming you're wanting to sell it. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much. Again, my name is David Dodge, 314-701-8590. Thanks so much. Guys, this is marketing right here, 101, right? If you're not paying to get your phone to ring, you need to be ringing other people's phones. It's really, really, really pretty straightforward. There's really not that much to it. Hello? Hello. Hi, I'm looking for the property owner of 111 Frontenac First here in De Pere, or I guess that's probably Frontenac right there. Do you happen to be the owner of that property by chance?
No, I'm not.
Oh, got it. Okay. Do you have any other properties in the St. Louis area that you're looking to sell by chance, since I got you on the phone?
I don't.
Got it. All right. Well, I must have the wrong number. Have a great rest of your day. I'll take you off my list here.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye now. All right. Kim says, good day, everyone. Rick says, it appears that there are leads that you have reached out to several times before. Is that correct? Some of them, yes, absolutely. Others might be new. It depends if I've got them on the phone. Reached out, probably yes, Rick.
5365 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Yeah, hi, my name is David. I'm trying to reach John about 12109 Clayton Road, right there in either Frontenac or De Pere. I live right over off of Bope, and I'm just trying to reach out to some of the other property owners in the area and see if they have any interest in selling. I really like this area. John, if you do own 12109 Clayton Road and you have any interest in selling it at all, I'd love to talk with you. Please give me a call back whenever you have some free time. If you don't want to sell or you're not interested, you can disregard this message. But again, my name is David Dodge, and I can be reached at 314-701-8590. Again, that's 314-701-8590. Thanks, John. Have a great rest of your day, buddy. Bye-bye now. Yeah, Rick, we got a couple different campaigns that we're calling on today. And the majority of these, we've already tried reaching out to some of these people. So we're calling deceased homeowners. We are calling inherited in my zip code, vacants in my zip code. And those are the three that I have on right now. It looks like we're dialing the vacants as we speak. There's only 48 leads.
Hello?
Yeah, hi. I'm looking for the owner of 11923 Bedford. Oh, they hung up on me. So we're just going to call that disconnected, and we'll try back later. And you can also use Batch Dialer to kind of dive into the property details of the actual property. You can use the map to see what's going on, learn all kinds of information about the property value, the size, the bed, the bath. You can see the activities.
Hi, you've reached the voicemail of Rob Goldterman. Please leave your name, number, and message.
Hey, Rob, my name is David Dodge, and I'm actually, I live over in De Pere off of Bope and Kendon, and I wanted to see if you were the owner of 12772 Spruce Pond. And if you are, I wanted to see if you had any interest in selling that property by chance. I'm looking to buy some more property in my neighborhood essentially here. So if you do, I'd love to talk with you. If you don't have interest in selling, feel free to disregard this message. But if you do want to chat, I'd love to talk with you. My number's 314-710-4540. Again, that's 314-710-4540. And my name is David. Thank you. You can see all the activities when you've tried to reach out to them. This guy's got a shit ton of numbers. So there's a bunch of different activities because we've tried to reach out to a lot of these different numbers from him. You can see all the different campaigns he's been on. So he's been on a ton. This is obviously a lead that's got a lot more than most. No notes, no lead sheet. Activities is high. We've left 14 messages and or he's got 4 phone numbers. And what is that little guy? I think that's times we've called, maybe. Not exactly sure. All right, looks like we're through that campaign because my dialer stopped. So let's change the campaign. Let's go to the 63131 inherited, click confirm. And my dialer should start right back up here. Sometimes you have to toggle it off from like break back to available. Let's see if that changes anything. What's up? Oh, perfect. Holy cow, that's a packet.
She just said, make sure Julia sends it back.
Sends it back.
Yeah, or gets it back to her. I don't know if she needs to sign it and send it or what.
Oh my God. All
Or
right.
make sure it gets to her.
Make
That's
sure
what
it
she
gets
said.
to her. Does she need that back or not?
I don't believe so.
Cool. Can you scan and email that to me? Please? Thank you. All right. We got 3 lines dialing. We just changed the campaign over to inheritance. So we're calling my zip code 63131 inherited. There's only 17 total leads. We got 15 pending redials. So we're going to get through this pretty quick. And we can turn off our vacants. We're still dialing the 15 inherited here. We might actually be through it. Nope, still going. Once we get through with that, then we're going to call some deceased homeowners from my mom's house organization leads that I get. And then what we can always do is just circle back on some of these other lists here as well. Tired landlords would probably be a good one for today because we'll get a lot of them on the phone. Hi, is this Gabriella?
No, who's this?
Oh, my name is David, and I'm actually trying to reach the property owner of 3849 French Court. Do I have the wrong? Oh, she hung up. No problem. All right, so we're just going to say not disconnected. We'll call that abandoned. Yeah, we'll call that abandoned because we want to call back. Maybe catch her on a better day. All right, it looks like we probably got through the 63131 inheritance. Oh, nope, there's still a few more. You can always see the campaign down here on the bottom right as well. Looks like we're dialing 2. It's probably the last 2 of that 15. Oh, shows you right here. There's 8 left. All right, we're dialing 2. Philip and Jeannie. Now just dialing 1, Jeannie. Having an auto dialer though makes our life so much easier. I mean, we can call hundreds of leads in an hour easily. Especially if we go to 3 lines like I'm doing, maybe even 4. I don't like my team going above 4, to be honest with you guys. It's just what ends up happening is you get multiple people answering the phone at the same time. And then one of those calls is dead. It just goes to dead airspace, or there's a pre-recorded message that you can use. Our pre-recorded message basically just says that we're having trouble hearing them and we're going to call them back. And then in the event that 2 people answer at once, the first person it's going to connect you with the second person. Hello, is this Renita? Hi, Renita. My name is David Dodge. I was just calling to see if you were the owner of 3917 Lexington by chance.
I am. I'm not interested in selling.
All righty. You have a great day. Thank you. She was nice. Not interested, but nice nonetheless. All right. Rocking and rolling here. Looks like we're basically out of leads on interdialing pause. We have 0 leads left on that one. No problem. Let's switch it over to the 31 deceased homeowner leads. Change campaign. Deceased homeowners confirmed. Looks like we're going to have 31 dials roughly with this one. No active agents. That's not right. Break. Sometimes you got to toggle it on and off here, guys. Back to this. See if this starts dialing here. It's showing the deceased homeowners right here at the bottom, so that's good. Oh, that's what I was looking for earlier is the campaigns. I need to use this more often here, folks. Such a great tool. I don't have any cold callers on my staff at the moment, but I'm going to be bringing some more on here soon. At one time, I had 4 people dialing. 4 20-hour-a-week people. There we go. Now we're dialing. See, this one looks like it's 1 at a time, which is fine. We can change that here too in the settings. Edit campaign. No, it is a predictive dialer. Let's change the configuration. Simultaneous dials per agent. Let's take it up to 3. Save. There we go. Look at that. Just like that. Boom. Now we got 3 of them going out. This is amazing. Rocking and rolling. If anybody's got any questions for me, just drop it in the chat while I'm on these live calls. Happy to help. Welcome, Kathleen, Rick, Ro, Kim, Ken. Had a few people on the call today. Welcome, welcome.
Eight, 3, 8, 5, 0, 3. Let's take your call now. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, simply hang up or press pound for further options.
Hi, this message is for Karen. Hi, Karen. My name is David, and I'm with Household Easy. I'm trying to reach the owner of 1079 Riverwood Place up in Florissant, Missouri. I own quite a few properties in Florissant already, and I'm looking to buy a few more. And I just wanted to see if you all had any interest in selling that property, assuming that I got the right person, the owner of it. If you have interest in selling it, I would love to come take a look at it and make you an offer and just hopefully, be able to buy the property from you. Again, assuming you're interested in selling. So give me a call if you want to chat. I'd love to speak with you and learn a little bit more about the property and, of course, make you an offer. Again, my name is David. My number is 314-671-0080. Again, that's 314-671-0080. And today is May 23rd. It's a Tuesday. It's about 2:40 p.m. Thanks, Karen. I don't have voicemail, but I can change that really easily. Go into campaigns, go to this one, go to edit campaign, go to call results, and then add in voicemail.
If it's important, why don't you do that? Otherwise, they may message not get back to you as soon as they can. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye.
At the tone, please record your message.
Uh-oh, I think I screwed it up. Well, don't do what I just did, guys. That screwed it up. Don't open a second browser tab with the same caller in it. It's not supposed to do that. That's all right. Let's go back to campaigns. I'm going to fix this real quick. No big deal. It was a voicemail anyway. So I want to go and I want to update my call results. So I have the option to mark it as voicemail left. Click save. And we are rocking. So we're going to go back to available. Looks like we're already in the deceased homeowner leads campaign. There's 31 leads in there right now. And we're dialing 3 of them right now. Rocking and rolling. Guys, this is it. This isn't necessarily anything fancy. It's just an auto dialer that's helping us reach more people. This is the marketing business. If we're not paying to get our phone to ring with sellers calling us wanting to sell us a home from direct mail or a website or online ads or bandit signs or whatever, we got to do the calling to get to them. All roads lead to a phone call, period. So if your phone isn't ringing with sellers wanting to sell you their house, it is your job and your duty and your obligation to get them on the phone, period. It's that simple. So that's what we're doing today. We're focusing on the outbound cold calling efforts. I'm not using a script. I'm just making friends here. I'm just asking if they own the home, and I'm leaving some voicemails today. Don't overthink it. 2 of them just ended. You can see here, I got 1 still dialing, and we're using a multi-line dialer. We're using Batch Dialer. You guys can get a free trial of Batch Dialer for 7 days and get unlimited outbound calling. I will happily drop a link into Real Estate School once I add this call recording in. Looks like we're dialing 3 people right now: Patricia, Margaret, and Sharon. Love it. And I think it's set to timeout after like maybe 35 or 40 seconds. Because if their phone just rings and rings and rings and doesn't have a voicemail, we don't want to just sit there and just keep ringing it. It doesn't do anybody any good, right? We're going to move on. David, is there a dead? Rick says, David, if these are dead, how can they answer? Well, they wouldn't answer if they were dead. It depends on how you define dead, Rick. It's a great question, but if it's like a dead number, the system sometimes will auto mark it as dead if it just gets like a busy signal. Otherwise, it'll be a message that pops up that just says, you said you were calling deceased. Oh, got it. Dead is in the human, not the lead. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense, Rick. Yeah, I'm calling the family members of the deceased. I'm not calling the deceased. Sometimes it's the deceased, but they may have a spouse that could, answer their phone. Otherwise, it's just that particular, person that I'm calling, won't be a good lead, right? It won't go anywhere. But typically when I'm calling the deceased homeowners, there's, 4, 5, 6 different contacts for the deceased. And I skip trace all 5, 6, 7 of them, whatever it could be, maybe 1, maybe 0, it depends, right? I skip trace all of them and call all of them. So I'm trying to reach spouses, brothers, sisters, children, you name it. How do you get their contact info? I skip trace that. So we see live. That was weird. It didn't pop up with their information though. Yeah, so I buy these deceased homeowner leads from another mastermind group that I'm in called Mom's House. I believe you can get inherited and deceased property data out of Batch and maybe even PropStream if you're using those. And then in order to get the actual contact info, you have to skip trace these leads. So I'm paying, 10 cents, 12 cents, give or take, depending on the platform, to get cell phones, landlines, and email addresses. So I get all of it and we call all of them. If we can't reach them after several attempts, which you can see, over here, different times that we've dialed and answered and voicemail and abandoned, and it's got all the data in there. Then we may send direct mail to them or just start sending emails to people too. Emails typically get a pretty low response rate, but it's not, don't discount sending emails to people. The best way though is just to call them. You can even drop these into Batchleads and send text messages to them too, or use whatever phone system you already are using or want to use. Batch is really designed for bulk texting. We'll send 300, 400, 500 texts in an hour, pretty easily. Try doing that on your cell phone. It's going to be pretty tough to do that many in an hour's time. Batch Dialer doesn't allow you to text, at least as far as I know. It's just an auto dialer. It's designed for speed and just getting people on the phone, leaving voicemails. The goal from, maybe an hour's dialing is to talk to several people that own a property, and hopefully 1 or 2 of those people, maybe more in some cases, sometimes none, right? It depends on what kind of list you got and how much time you put in. But the goal would be to get some of these people on the phone, and let's refresh and see what our data looks like here and see if they have interest in selling. And if they do, set an appointment, go out and meet them. All right, total leads 31, pending dials 0, pending redials 313. So I'm through all of these for today because I have it set to where it doesn't call them back. It won't redial them for, I believe, 2 hours. And again, that's something you can set in the settings. All right, let's go do some tired landlords. I'm going to make this campaign active. No agents. Before I start, it is showing available. Let's make that break just for a second. Existing tired landlords. This is a little bit older of a list, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Let's go to buy new numbers, add external numbers. Nope, we can just use our number group in there. Agents, there's no agent on there. That's why. All right, so Dennis, make sure we got all our call results. Let's go to advanced, adaptive, automatic, max calls per day. Let's just do 1, max attempts per record 4, simultaneous dials. Let's do 3, retry time. Let's do 2 hours. Actually, we can put that to 3. Go ahead and save. You don't have sufficient rights to run this action. Oh, geez. All right. Well, let's just log out and go back to the admin. I'm the admin. I can do whatever I want. Let's try that one more time. Tired landlords. Edit the campaign. Predictive dialer. Agents. We can add both of us in here. David and Dennis. Phone number group's already there. Context is there. Good to go. Configuration. Automatic answer. Adaptive. 1 call a day, 3 simultaneous calls, 3-hour retry time, max attempts per record is 4. Enable. Suppress the federal do not call. I don't want to mess with that. Answer machine detection. We'll turn that on. So it just skips the answer machine. It just goes to the next dial. I do want to record the calls. I do want to suppress my internal do not call list. I want to suppress any litigators. I don't really have any reason to want to call those people. And we're going to go ahead and save. So now we are rocking. Let's go back to Dennis, who's got the agent seat. And let's go ahead and make sure that the campaign is on. It's running its data through here. We're going to put ourselves as available. And we are going to join the, what's this one called? Existing tired landlords. That's where we want. And it should start dialing here any second. And guys and girls, you can, what's going on? Sorry, guys, my team's trying to log into my Zoom and it's kicking me out here. All right, we're good. I got that taken care of. Let's see here. Available. Why is this? Oh, it's saying dialing. I don't see it dialing. Toggle it on and off. Sometimes that fixes it. Usually once it's up and running and working, it works great. Tired landlords, existing leads. There's 5,700 of them in there. It's not showing any pending dials for some reason. So let's just change it to this one instead. There we go. Oh, wait, no, there it goes. It's working again. Tired landlords. Inactive. Dialing. Cool. Sometimes you got to play with it a little, folks. All right, so we are dialing tired landlords. So these are people that have owned the property for at least, I think it's 10 or 12 years. They're absentee owned properties, so they're most likely rentals. And we're calling around to see if they own the property, number 1. Number 2, want to meet me there and sell it to me. That's it. It's that straightforward. Don't overthink it. Cold calling is exactly that. It's cold leads that you're just calling, trying to make some friends with. I got answer machine detection on. So what that means is whenever it detects an answer machine, it just hangs up and moves on. Now these people are still going to see missed calls, regardless if they have a landline or a mobile. So we're going to get some call backs just from these efforts, even though we're not leaving voicemails. People may call back to see who's calling them, why we were calling them, who we are. They may not, they may move on. It just depends on the person, of course, right? But keep that in mind, that, you know, these efforts are not, even if I don't get anybody on the phone that, you know, wants to show me a property today. I've left a lot of voicemails, as you've all heard already from this training, and there's a lot of missed calls that people are going to get, even if I'm not leaving voicemails like you know, currently right now. So all in all, at the end of the day, this is a marketing business. I think you probably heard me say that before. And this is what marketing is. It's just getting the message out to people, letting them know that we're interested and talking to them further. Guess we don't really need the high equity one. We're using the tired landlords. There's 5,775 leads in this campaign. And we're set to dial 3 at a time. So now we just sit back and wait patiently while the system is automatically auto dialing 3 people simultaneously. When we get an answer machine or a bad number, it hangs up and it moves on. I mean, I would guess we've already probably called 70 or 80 people since we started this live here. Rose says, hey, David, what type of introduction would you use for someone not established like yourself? Example, no business, I live out of the area. It's a great question, Ro. I mean, really. Hi, is this Lisa? Hello, I'm looking for Lisa. She hung up. Pretty sure she hung up. We're gonna call that unknown. Ro, great question. I mean, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, you are an investor. You're looking to buy properties. And if you don't live in the area, then you're going to be sending over one of your colleagues to view the property at some point, most likely. So you just want to open it up, tell them who you are and why you're calling, ask them if they own the property, ask them if they have interest in selling. Those questions are always going to be needed to be asked. It doesn't matter if you live in the city you're calling or if you're in Hong Kong. You still need to ask those questions. The only difference would be is if they are interested and they do want you to come out and view the property, you just need to let them know that one of your colleagues will be meeting them. If you already have boots on the ground, you can give them their name and, you know, call them back with a time that works for your colleague. If you don't have a colleague already, and you're doing virtual wholesaling, then that might be something, or virtual investing, might be something you want to focus on, is to find that colleague. Otherwise, you know, you can always just hire someone off Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, TaskRabbit. I mean, the list is endless on where you can find somebody to go out and take pictures for you. But don't overthink it. You don't have to be established at anything to just cold call people, right? Don't overthink it. So just tell them who you are and why you're calling. And that's simple. I'm David. I'm calling to see if you own this property. And if you do you have any interest in selling it? And you got to understand, these are cold calls. Cold meaning they're not warm. They're not open. Most of them are going to say no. Most of them are going to say that ideally they say, yes, they own the property, but no, they don't want to sell. You know, but we're looking for the needle in the haystack here. This is a numbers game. Anybody that thinks that they can just call 10 people and get a deal is, you know, not thinking clearly. You're going to have to call hundreds of people, hundreds, if not thousands of people to find the people that have properties. But sometimes you can find people that have 10 properties, 6 properties. I'm going to look at a couple properties tomorrow at noon. I'm actually going to be doing it live on my mastermind call. For those that are in the mastermind, they can tag along. I'm going to just throw my phone in the front pocket of my shirt and just turn the camera on. And there's 3 properties that the seller owns, all right next door to each other. So I'm going to get to walk all 3 of those properties. I'm going to run my numbers and I'm going to essentially make an offer. So sometimes you'll have a property owner, like a tired landlord, like the example of people I'm calling right now here. That might own multiple properties. But yeah, don't overthink it though. It's a great question, bro. By all means, I'm not trying to undermine your question. I think you know that, but I just want to reiterate that. At the end of the day though, like from my experience working and coaching hundreds and hundreds of people and, helping tons and tons of people get their first deal, 50 or 60 people at this point. And again, I'm not pointing you out, bro. This isn't what I'm saying that you're this person, but what I have seen is that most people just make up an excuse to not do this. It's not that they don't, it's that they don't know what to say. They don't know how to approach it. Guys, just do what I'm doing. Just tell them who you are, why you're calling, ask them if they own the property, and ask them if they want to sell it. And if they do, then just do whatever you got to do to get an appointment set. Or if they're not interested in letting you come run an appointment today and they want to sell it in 4 months or 8 months or a year, put them in your CRM, set up a follow-up schedule, create a task, make some notes, right? But again, if we're either paying people or we're either paying marketing companies to get our message in front of other people, or we're spending time like I'm doing today and I'm calling people directly. And again, it's a numbers game. You're going to probably have to call 200 to 300 people on average, maybe more, maybe 400 or 500. It depends on the list to get an appointment. That's just the name of the game. When you're paying to get your phone to ring, you may be anywhere between 10 and 30 inbound calls to get a deal, right? It just depends on the list. It depends on you and what you say and how well you are at making friends with people. But at the end of the day, if you're not established, it doesn't change anything. Just don't overthink it. And there is call scripts in here, and I have a bunch of them in school that you all can go use and copy and use them for sure. That's why I provided them. But I think the main reason why people, aren't cold calling is just because they just think of excuses to do anything but it.
Hello,
Yeah. Hi, I'm looking for Mrs. Smith.
you got the wrong number.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I got the wrong person. Do you happen to be the owner of 6614 Barkin Avenue, do you?
I don't even know where it is. No,
Oh, I got it. All right. Sorry. I won't bother you anymore. I apologize. Thank you.
that's okay, thanks.
Bye-bye now. That lady was nice. So in this particular case, I'm going to mark this as the wrong number because there's probably other names and phone numbers. As you can see, look at all these phone numbers here. So I still want to try to reach Lynn and Co. LLC, Lena and Co. Either way, they didn't own the property. So this particular one I'm going to mark as wrong number. So I can still try to call some of these other numbers down the road. So we're calling Betty, we're calling Candace, we're calling Gloria. Got three females here that we're reaching out to at the moment. And I could go with more lines, but it just doesn't necessarily help going to 7 or 10 lines. 3 or 4's good. Sometimes I'll even do one at a time and turn the automated answering machine feature off. It's on right now, meaning that if it detects an answer machine, it just hangs up and moves on. But earlier in the call, in this training call, I left it on and I was leaving voicemails. The reason is because I was trying to find properties literally in like a half a mile or less from my house. And I truly am looking to buy something and tear it down and build, or add a story or rehab for my wife and I. Absolutely. So again, it just kind of depends on your goals, your motives, the list, the area, on how you want to configure it. Do you want to dial 1 line? Do you want to dial 4 lines? Do you want to dial 3? Do you want to detect answering machines and move on? Do you want to be able to leave messages on those answering machines? It just kind of depends. Hello?
I'm sorry.
Oh, hi. I'm looking for the owner of 331 Chambers Road. Do I happen to have the right number?
You don't. May I ask, how are you guys getting this number? Because you're not the only one that call. Are you calling about buying a house?
Yeah, I'm trying to locate the owner because I own some property up in this area and I'm trying to buy a few more properties. I got your number online. I use a service that it basically helps me find phone numbers for property addresses, and it's usually right about 95% of the time. But of course, there is a couple times out of 100 where it screws up, and it seems like that might be one of the reasons why I'm getting you. So I apologize for bothering you.
All over. And I'm like, how are they getting my number? I don't know.
Yeah, that's That's strange. I have the information I'm happy to share it with you here. The information I have was for a property located, like I said, at 331 Chambers Road. It's saying that the owner is God's Kingdom Buildings Inc. with the last name of Willis. Does any of that ring a bell maybe for any of your customers or clients or friends or?
Yes, my mom.
Okay. See, I think we're connecting some dots. Yeah. Does she own that property over on Chambers by chance or?
Had with a business a long time ago.
Okay.
When I say long time ago, I mean long time ago.
Sure.
But so it just gives you like, so since it's my mom, it just gives you like any numbers associated with her or
Essentially, yeah. The number I'm calling here is what 761-6759, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay, got it. Okay. Well, I'll delete this one out of there and I won't bother you anymore. But yeah, the service that I use, it can give me up to 10 numbers sometimes. So, any number that may be associated with that property owner. Yeah. So, but hey, I appreciate you being.
crazy out there.
No, you're not crazy. Of course. Hey, thanks for being nice and kind and polite. You have a great day. I'll take you off our list here, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye now. She was really sweet. So again, wrong number, guys. I still want to try to go after the rest of these numbers. I'm trying to reach Willis, right? Or God's Kingdom Buildings Inc. about 331. So that particular number was obviously not the right number. So we're going to mark that as wrong number, but there's still a lot of other numbers that we could essentially call here, right? So again, we're going back to the auto dialer. 3 lines are being dialed. As you can see, we're calling, what is that? Graph, Integrity Investments, and Village Green Properties. And it looks to me like we've dialed 23 on this list here. 1,700 of them have answered, but that's all since January of 2022. So that's over a year that we've been hitting this list. But we keep calling. We keep calling until they tell us to stop, right? Until we put them on the do not call list. Because, I mean, put yourself in the shoes of a motivated seller. You may not be motivated today. And if I call you today, then I'm not going to be able to get an appointment most likely because you're not motivated. But if I call you next Tuesday and you are all of a sudden interested in selling the property next Tuesday, then I called you on the right day. So a lot of this cold calling is really just, getting people on the phone at the right time. So sometimes we'll have to call people 3, 4, 5, 6 times before they either tell us to stop, which we of course will, or before they're, in a good enough mood or feeling a certain way that they're interested in talking to us, showing us a property, setting the appointment. Again, this is a numbers game, guys. If we don't have a budget of money to put into getting our phone to ring, we have to ring other people's phones. I can't stress this enough. This is a marketing business. Without any leads, we don't have a business. And, all of these people in here, right here in this system in Batch, all these potentials, these are prospects. They don't really become a lead until they raise their hand and say, yeah, I'm interested in selling. Come out and view the property, or call me next week, or call me in 3 months. Then it becomes a lead. All of these people in here are prospects. It is cold. We are calling them. We are verifying that we have the right information of them and that they own a property. And ideally, it's the property that we have on our screen here. And then, of course, ask them if they have any interest in selling. And sometimes people will say, yeah, I'm interested in selling in, the spring. And I'll say, great, no problem. When's a good time for me to call you back? Maybe January or February, and we can maybe circle back and talk a little bit more about the property then. And they say, yes, of course. Other times it's, hey, I'm here now, cleaning it out. Mom died 2 months ago and we got to figure something out. So I'm glad you called. It just depends. It all depends. It's a numbers game, but you got to get out there and you got to do the work. And that's what I'm doing here today, guys. I'm doing the work. I'm not avoiding what most people try to do. The work. You got to put the work in. You got to make the calls. Batch dialer is just going to help you call more people more efficiently. If you're trying to do one-offs on your cell phone, it's not a bad option. It's just going to take forever. It's going to take a long time to call 200 people, 300 people. I can call 300 people in an hour, right? So it just makes sense to use tools like this. All right, we're calling Scott, we're calling Miriam, and we're calling John. Looks like we hung up on all three of them. Now we're calling James. We're calling Brad Donnelly. I know Brad. He might even answer. I was just talking about him yesterday to my business partner. That's my business partner's ex-business partner, oddly enough, but they're still friends. And I'm friends with Brad. His brother owns the lake house next door to me. Oddly enough, small world. All right, those two hung up. All three of them did. We're calling Michael. We're calling Sandra. We're calling Root. Oh, we're not calling Root. That one hung up. So that one probably detected the number being bad and it auto marks it. So not only does this system help speed things up for you, but it also is intuitive and it will help you clean your list and not waste time trying to call bad numbers a second or third time. So it's a no-brainer. For the $120 or $130 a month that I pay for this service, it's just a no-brainer. All right, we're calling the property something. We're calling Whiteside Susan and Gregory Tari, it looks like. And one of the cool things you can do is you can go to the dashboard here and you can see. And see, this is actually for the current campaign here, it looks like. You can even go into reports here too, down at the bottom. See all the people that you called, what the call result was. You can see the campaigns, agents, numbers, heat map, floor map. Those are really designed for, larger businesses that have multiple agents calling at the same time. Here's me. I'm using Dennis, my VA's thing. We've had 15 people answer today, which is good. Been calling or been logged into the system for 51 minutes. So this data can be really, really helpful here. For when you have virtual assistants, you can kind of see when they're logging in, when they're logging out, how many calls they had, how many of them were marked, as particular call results, how much time they spent on their lunch break, how much time they were available where it was auto dialing for them. So, definitely lots and lots of data in here, which can be very, very helpful. All right, looks like we're dialing Eddie. We're dialing Center Group, and we're dialing Craig Brown. And again, all of these are tire landlords throughout my existing leads. Looks like we're hanging up on one, calling two more. Hello?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm looking for the owner of 3814 Towers Road in St. Charles. Do I happen to have the right contact?
No, you do not. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have a great day. Thank you. All right, so I'm just going to put wrong number because that particular number didn't reach this person, but there's a lot of other numbers here. So if I were to put like do not call, it would mark the entire lead as do not call or prospect, but that number was no good. So we're just going to use the wrong number button there. All right, 0 dials going out. Give it a second. Boom, got 3 more going out. Look how fast that is, guys. This is a no-brainer if you are utilizing cold calling in your business to reach motivated sellers. I mean, you do 2 or 3 hours, you might be able to call 1,000 people. Again, it's going to depend on your settings and how many phones you're dialing at once and, what kind of leads. All these things are going to definitely have, some sort of a variable effect in terms of getting people on the phone. But at the end of the day, doing something is always better than doing nothing. I think everybody here can agree with me on that. See some new faces. Miss Ralphie, welcome. All right, Danielle, Albert, and Todd. Somebody's got to be available to answer their phone right now. There's really no bad time to cold call too, folks. Sometimes I get that question. Hey, Dave, what's a good time? We cold call typically from anytime after 8 a.m. and anytime before 8 p.m. is fine. We don't typically cold call much on Mondays And there's two reasons for that. Our Mondays are extremely busy in our business. And I also know a lot of other people that are just extremely busy on Mondays. So I just don't bother people on Mondays. But the advantage of taking Monday off is if I bring on a virtual assistant, for example, that wants to work, 20 or even. Yeah, hi. I am looking for the owner of 13368 Featherstone Drive in 63131. Do I happen to have the owner by chance? Nope. Must have the wrong contact information here. I apologize. My name is Dave. I'm with House Sold Easy. I'm trying to reach the owner here of this one, of course. You don't happen to have any properties that you're interested in selling, do you? Since I got you? Nope. Got it. All right. Well, I won't bother you anymore. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Yep. Bye-bye. Wrong number. We got some nice folks today, though. Sometimes you're going to get told to kick rocks, go to hell, jump off a bridge. It's all part of the process here, guys. You got to have thick skin. But, usually if you are polite, like I am trying to be, of course, you're going to get polite people back. Now, I can't prevent somebody from having a bad day. Sometimes they're already having a bad day. That's just part of the game here. But, all in all, looking good. Oh, the pending dials is the original dials on those numbers. After you dial them once, then they hit the pending redials pending redials list. That's why I was confused. I'm not in here enough. Usually it's my virtual assistants that are in here doing this, but I wanted to make some content for real estate school today, folks. That's why I'm kind of learning as I go here. So thanks for bearing with me and being patient. We are dialing Edwin. We're dialing DFC management. We got number 3 here that is getting ready to start dialing a third number. I got about another 5 or 10 minutes before I wrap this call up here, folks. Road, Rebecca, Andrew. All right. Got some new ones going. Thomas, Greg, Kathleen. Come on, folks, answer your phones. Now, some people will drop a pre-recorded voicemail on these people's messages on their answer machines. I do not do that. And the reason is because it is illegal. So if you want to do that, you can, but do it at your own risk. I don't coach people to do that. I don't recommend you do that. It's not a good idea. It's essentially a ringless voicemail, even though it's ringing because you're using an automated system to send that voicemail. Kathleen says, David, do you prefer individuals versus businesses when doing cold calling? For me, so far has been tougher with companies to get the owner. Well, it's going to be tougher to get the contact information of a company versus just a person, because a person's super easy to search on the web who they are and how to contact them and how to get their contact information. Some of the reason people create businesses is specifically for anonymity, right? It's to prevent themselves from being found and or contacted. But I mean, I don't know. I would say 50% of the time when I'm buying a property from somebody, they own it in an LLC. Maybe a little less than that, maybe 30 or 40% of the time, but a good chunk. And the other 60-70% of the time they own it in their name. It just depends if they're a landlord, if they are a, just an individual or not. All these things kind of vary. So, I mean, I don't think it matters. I just call everybody and anybody. You're typically going to have a much higher success rate with the individuals versus business for the reasons I just mentioned. But that doesn't mean you still can't reach the business owners and skip trace the businesses and find the business owners. Usually when you skip trace a business, it's going to pull the registered agent off of the entity, off the LLC, and then it's going to skip trace them. So, but when it comes to marketing, Kathleen, more is more. More is always more. So, if you run out of individuals, then go for businesses. If you run out of businesses, go back to the individuals. Kathleen says, okay, thanks. I was just wondering if there was an easier way. And true. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to marketing, more is more, for sure. I mean, I don't know that many landlords that own more than, 2 or 3 properties that are owning them in their personal name. Like they get wise and they want liability protection. So they create an entity and they move the properties into the entities. I own 1 property in my name, maybe 2. I think I own 2 in my name. Everything else that I own is in an entity. It's in an LLC, and it's mostly for liability protection, but also some anonymity. I think that's the right word, right? Keep from getting blown up all day long. I get lots of cold calls from people, and it's not necessarily always investors trying to buy my property. Sometimes it's accountants trying to get business. Sometimes it's just random people trying to give me funding for stuff, and just, cold calling is just normal and natural. And I'd imagine everybody on this call at least gets a cold call from somebody at least once a month. I feel like I get a cold call from somebody once a day. And you may fall somewhere in between the middle of which is fine. But it never bothers me when I get phone calls from people. I know what they're doing. They're doing the same thing I'm doing here right now. They're just prospecting. They're just trying to find somebody to do business with. And, we all can't afford 10 grand a month in television ads. This is the most cost-effective way to do marketing right here. Cold calling, period. It's going to take time, but anything in life that's worth anything doesn't typically come easy. I was hoping I could get somebody to set me an appointment today on this call, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen here. I'm going to have to wrap up here once these next couple this batch here ends. I got to go do some stuff with my partner here today, folks, but I'm glad I did this. This is what it's all about. Not every time do we get somebody on the phone that wants to invite us out. But sometimes we do. And that's the goal. Usually when I have a cold caller call on a VA, let's go ahead and just mark this as break. And then this will finish out the current calls. Tamara, maybe she'll answer. It's the last one for today. It's going into the 50-second range here, it looks like. Usually it doesn't go that long. Yep, it ended. Okay, awesome, guys. Very cool. Well, yeah, great call today. I'm glad that you all came. This is a marketing business. You got to get people on the phone. If they're not ringing you up, wanting to sell you their house, like I mentioned earlier, you are responsible to get them on the phone. There's really no other way to go about doing deals. Either they call you or you call them. It's pretty straightforward. Batch Dialer is a great resource. This allows you to do multiple calls at once. It automatically dials on your behalf. It's got a lot of other bells and whistles that, you can utilize in the event you want to. It's got its own internal do not call list. I don't particularly scrub the federal do not call list because I'm not selling anything to anybody. I'm not using this today to call people to sell them properties. I'm trying to buy properties. So I don't necessarily fall under the same definition of solicitor, because the federal definition of solicitor is somebody trying to sell something to somebody. I'm trying to buy something from somebody. So I don't typically scrub out any of my federal do not calls. I always, no matter what, scrub out my internal do not call though. If somebody tells me to stop calling them, leave them alone, I'm going to have respect for them. I'm going to have integrity. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to push the boundaries or push the limits. And the last thing I want to do is have somebody sue me for harassing them. I'm sure you guys are on the same page here. There's no reason for that. But if you just do what they say and take them off the list, add them to the do not call list, you won't ever call them again. So you're not going to ever have any problems. I've never had any problems outside of ringless voicemails. I have had some issues with ringless voicemails over the years, and I would definitely suggest and recommend that you don't use them. I don't teach people to use them. I don't coach people to use them. I don't use them. You can definitely get in trouble really, really easily because they have a recording of you on their voicemail. And if you leave 2 or 3 or 4 messages and it's the same message, pretty easy for them to determine that that was a pre-recorded message sent with an automatic system. So I don't do it. I just don't. I will leave voicemails in person like I did on the first, 15, 20 minutes of this call. Other times when I'm just doing bulk calling, I'm not going to leave those messages. I'm going to turn on the automated answering machine detector, and it's just going to move on from those. But again, they're still going to see missed calls. They're still going to see that somebody had tried to reach them. And oftentimes they get curious and they call back. So there's definitely, advantage to just doing the calls and not leaving voicemails versus not doing any calls. I cannot stress that enough. All right, guys, thanks for joining my free training here at Real Estate School. This is essentially part 3 of the cold calling with Batch Dialer. Check it out. Go check out batchdialer.com/Dave or use coupon code Dave, DAVE. Get a 7-day free trial so you can check it out for yourself. You will need to go pull some leads first in advance, as well as skip trace those leads. This system is not a lead system. It's not a skip tracing system. It's a dialer system. That's all it does. It's got a lot of cool features within it to help you determine more information about the property, and of course, and to dial these people, but you're still going to need to go find yourself some leads. I prefer Batchleads to pull my list and do my skip tracing. And the great part about Batchleads and Batch Dialer is they talk to each other. You can connect them. So once you pull your list and you skip trace those lists, 1 or 2 buttons, you click, it pops those leads over into the dialer. And then you do like I just did today. You log in, you determine how many calls you want to call simultaneously, if you want to leave messages or not. And then you sit back and click yourself as available and you wait for this to bring you people on the phone. It's an amazing tool. But again, it's a numbers game. You're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to be persistent. But I believe in every one of you. You guys are all capable of doing this business. So just get after it. Get that phone ringing from some marketing efforts, or start ringing people that own properties' phones. Make a friend. Tell them why you're calling. Tell them who you are. Ask them if they own the property or if they own any property. Ask them if they want to sell that property. And then just make a friend. Go out and run an appointment. Get face-to-face with them if you can. If you're doing it virtual, see if they can send you photos. Send a colleague or go hire somebody to go out and take photos for you. And that's it. It's pretty straightforward. Keep it simple. Signing off, folks. Thanks for coming today. Talk to you soon.
House so easy, we close fast and anytime that works for you. Your house don't need it, we'll throw cash, it hits so fast, don't know what to do.